Hi, you just scanned a QR code because you want to know what these books are in front of you. I'm going to tell you really quick. I'm Mark. I wrote them. These are books full of stories about life where fishing happens. It's that simple. They are not technical. You're not going to learn how to fly fish. You're going to learn that every morning that you get up to go to work and wish that you could call in sick and go fishing instead, you're not alone. These 3 books were written a large part, each one, because I called in sick and went fishing so much. Reflections of a Fly Rod was my first book. They're very short stories, 2 to 4 pages long, most of them. Perfect for a little break during a fishing trip, taking to camp. Great to put in your reading room, your bathroom. The fish and I, we have an understanding. They understand I'm trying to catch them, and I understand they don't want to be caught. Some days we balance each other out well. On many others, the balance seems to be tipped in their favor, and I never hold it against them. They're just fish after all, and I'm only human. My second book, Carp or Jerks, not a book about fishing for carp. There's one chapter in here about me trying to fly fish for carp and getting skunked about 100 different ways, which is why I think Carp or Jerks. But this is bass, trout, panfish, pike, you name it. This is about fishing through a tough time in my life. And I think this book, just seeing that I made it through, could help some people in their tough times. A fly rod, a fishing rod is maybe all you need. The most important time in our lives is probably childhood. It's the only place that I know of I can go back to that's a place I can only get to if I have a fishing rod in my hand or put one in my son's. Some things become less important as you get older, and others become more so. My last, most recent book, Not All Trout Are Geniuses. This book, once again, a lot of stories about life and fishing through it. Common theme. The fish hooked itself, and as I knelt in the water, looking at a typical rainbow trout in my net, the fish resting in the clear water, the hopper still in the corner of its mouth, there was really nothing typical about it, which is why we go to these places and do these things. We can do them 1,000 times until it can be called a typical day or a typical experience, but those moments can feel anything but typical. It's why we're happy doing the same thing over and over again. It's never quite the same. These are my 3 books about life and fishing and what it does for your life. And you should read them. And you should call in sick and go fishing more.